Hello everyone, I hope you're staying healthy and active and being able to socialize a little bit with your friends and family without expanding your bubble too far. Well, in today's video I wanted to talk about social isolation and really loneliness. This is particularly important for older adults that are approaching the end of life because social connectedness is that much more important really. And even before the pandemic, there was a loneliness crisis really in that demographic. So where it's a challenge really nowadays to balance the social connection with the mandates and the efforts in trying to control this virus for sure. And so there's a few things, of course, you can do. Embracing technology can help, although there's kind of mixed reviews or studies on technology. Certainly social media tends to connect us on one level, but we don't really form those deep bonds, and so we can actually have many likes and friends and everything on the social media platforms, but actually be quite lonely inside, and that's not uncommon for people to experience. There have been many studies that have linked loneliness to various physical and mental challenges, such as heart disease and diabetes, and of course anxiety and depression are probably the most common. And so it's important for us to think about this and not be too overwhelmed. It's an anxious time to be living really, and many of us are kind of wondering where to turn next. It's certainly been quite devastating in my business, but I think some of the mental health training that I've had throughout my life has been pretty helpful, and in some ways I've found this period to be wonderful in terms of spending more time with my kids and getting these larger projects completed that I've been trying to get through for years and years. What the research suggests is that what is most important is to have a few deep, meaningful connections with friends or family or those that you really love and care about and that care about you, if you want to kind of minimize that the feeling of loneliness. The concern was that the COVID-19 pandemic would really cause a social recession in terms of a huge spike in loneliness from the social isolation, but there have been a couple of studies, they're really surveys, and this doesn't seem to be the case, which is quite interesting. And I think it's because although we don't have that larger network of social connections, the closer, more intimate connections have actually strengthened in terms of people, looking out for each other within that smaller bubble or smaller group. And so maybe that'll continue to be the case, and certainly further research will be interesting, and maybe the loneliness challenges are going to go away, but I kind of doubt it. This has been a particularly challenging time for individuals who are highly extroverted, because they really thrive on the extended social support and interaction. One thing I do think we need to realize, though, is that there isn't a clear end in sight, and so we might be experiencing these challenges for quite some time still. And so it's important to not just kind of continue doing nothing other than waiting for a miracle, but to find out, given our current circumstances and our current reality, how we can ensure that we do stay socially connected and that we curb the onset of anxiety, depression, and the other challenges that may accompany challenges like what we're going through now. I've been involved with many different virtual keynotes and workshops, and although I wouldn't say I enjoy it near as much as I do the traveling and meeting new people in person and all of that, it has had some unique challenges, and in some ways there are advantages to it as well. Although I'm certainly looking forward to when we can go back to normal, and I hear people talking about that this is the new normal, and that's certainly disturbing to me, because I would prefer having that social connection in person. So we'll certainly see what happens, but I wanted to just put together this short video just to get you thinking about how you can remain connected so that you don't have don't slowly allow these mental health challenges to creep into your life. So that's it for this video. Stay well, stay connected, and hopefully our paths will be able to cross in person before too long. We'll see what the fall brings and into the new year.